Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the expectations of others, especially as you get older? Do you sometimes wish you could simply step back, play the fool, and avoid the emotional strain of constant conflict, technology, or pressure? You're not alone, and in fact, embracing this approach could be one of the wisest decisions you make as you age. In this video, we'll explore why playing the fool isn't about weakness or ignorance, but about embracing the wisdom of knowing when to let go, set boundaries, and preserve your peace of mind. We'll dive into 5 key situations where pretending you don't know or choosing not to get involved can bring more clarity, protect your relationships, and keep you from burning out. You'll learn how to handle heated family debates, the overwhelming world of technology, persistent salespeople, and even when you're asked to take on more than you can handle. By the end of this video, you'll understand how playing the fool can empower you, preserve your mental and emotional health, and help you focus on what truly matters in your later years. Don't miss out on this life-changing perspective. Watch until the end and discover the simple, yet powerful wisdom that could change the way you approach aging and your relationships. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. When the family dynamic becomes tense. As we grow older, our families become the heartstrings that tie our lives together, providing a foundation of memories, love, and connection. But just as the strongest of fabrics can unravel under pressure, so too can the ties that bind us. Aging often positions us at the center of family dynamics, where we become the steady heart, a role that carries both honor and an overwhelming responsibility. And when tension starts to creep in, when arguments and misunderstandings bubble up between the people we hold closest, the instinct to step in, to fix things, to make everything right, becomes almost overwhelming. It's hard not to want to shield those we love from pain, to rush in and restore peace. But as time passes and we gain more wisdom, we come to realize that some of the most profound decisions we can make as we age are the ones where we step back, where we choose to give others the space to find their way, and yes, where we choose to play the fool, even when the storm of family discord is swirling all around us. In every family, there are moments when disagreements surface. It could be between siblings, between parents and children, or even between generations who see the world through entirely different lenses. Perhaps your children are bickering over how best to care for you in your later years, or your grandchildren are arguing about something that seems trivial from your vantage point but is of monumental importance to them. You've lived long enough to see these patterns unfold. You've witnessed how these discussions unfold time and time again, how tensions rise, and how words are exchanged that often cut deeper than intended. You know the drill, don't you? You've been there, seen it all. And with your years of experience, you know that diving into the fray, offering solutions, or taking sides, might not only fail but could escalate things further. The desire to intervene can feel so strong, and yet, the real wisdom lies in stepping aside. Playing the fool in these moments is not about ignoring the situation or avoiding conflict. It's an act of wisdom that speaks volumes, rooted in a profound trust in those you love. By choosing not to get involved or make judgments, you create a space for others to process their feelings, work through their emotions, and come to their conclusions. Sometimes, simply offering a neutral comment like, "I trust both of you," or "I know you'll make the right decision," can be all that's needed. Those words may seem simple, but they hold a power that is difficult to measure. It's not rejection. It's a soft reminder that your family members have the strength and ability to solve their conflicts. This gentle act of faith is a way to empower your loved ones, to affirm their capacity for resolution, while simultaneously preserving the delicate fabric of your family. Choosing not to intervene is more than just a passive decision. It is a way of preserving your emotional well-being. After years of carrying the weight of family burdens, now is the time to allow others to shoulder some of that responsibility. The energy it takes to get involved in every argument, to try and fix every problem, can be emotionally exhausting, and after all, you've earned the right to protect your peace. Stepping back gives you the gift of time, reflection, and a space where you can focus on what matters. This doesn't mean retreating from your family when things truly matter, but it does mean that you choose your moments of involvement with wisdom and clarity. When the time comes for you to speak up or step in, you will do so with the unwavering confidence of someone who knows when to act, and more importantly, when to let go. Of course, this approach doesn't mean turning a blind eye to real issues. If the conflict threatens the very foundation of your family or involves something deeply significant, such as safety or morals, your wisdom and guidance may be crucial. But for the everyday squabbles and disagreements, for those moments when tempers flare over what seems like a passing disagreement, the act of playing the fool becomes a powerful tool. It's a way of giving the gift of grace to your family, allowing them the space to grow, learn, and heal without the weight of constant intervention. The beauty of a family often lies in its imperfections. As an elder, you represent the foundation upon which your family is built. Your life has been a tapestry of triumphs and losses, moments of joy and hardship. You embody the resilience, the strength, and the love that binds everyone together. And when you choose to play the fool at the right moments, you create an atmosphere in which love, forgiveness, and healing can take place naturally. By letting go, by trusting the love you've fostered, you allow relationships to breathe, to mend, and to flourish. Your silence in these moments speaks volumes. Your quiet confidence in others' ability to navigate their challenges says more than any words could. The role of an elder is not to be the hero, the one who solves every issue or untangles every knot. It's to be the calm in the storm, the steady presence when everything around you feels uncertain. And sometimes, the wisest thing you can do, the most loving thing you can do, is to step back, let the storm pass, and trust that the bonds of love you've nurtured will guide your family back to peace. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Choosing to play the fool is not a weakness. It is a profound act of love. It is the understanding that peace is not always found in control, but in letting go. In that letting go, you create space for healing, for growth, and for the kind of deep love that transcends the small conflicts of daily life. And in doing so, you give your family the most beautiful gift of all, the chance to find their way back to harmony, all on their own. 2. When technology leaves you bewildered. In a world that seems to change faster than the blink of an eye, where technology evolves relentlessly and continuously, it's all too easy to feel as though you're caught in a whirlwind that leaves you dizzy and disconnected. The relentless march of smartphones, streaming platforms, online banking, and social media. These modern marvels promise to simplify our lives, to bring everything we could ever need right at our fingertips. But for many older adults, these technological tools are often more of a source of frustration than convenience. It's not unusual to feel as though the world is rushing ahead while you're left standing still, unsure of how to navigate this new, complex landscape. The pressure to stay on top of every new gadget, every app update, every digital trend, it's exhausting. Sometimes, it feels as though the weight of the world is resting on your shoulders, demanding that you master it all. But here's a truth you've earned through the years. You don't have to. It might be one of the most liberating acts of self-care to simply step back, embrace the confusion, and yes, play the fool. There's an unexpected power in admitting that you don't have all the answers. Pretending to be baffled by modern technology isn't a sign of failure. It's a bold statement about what truly matters to you. After a lifetime of learning and adapting, it's okay to accept that some things are simply not worth your time and energy. This stage of life is no longer about keeping up with every flashy new trend or showing off your tech prowess to prove your relevance. It's about conserving your strength for what matters, the people and experiences that fill your heart. Why spend our endless hours battling with settings, passwords, and updates on a new device when you could be out in your garden, savoring the sunshine, or sitting with a loved one, laughing and reminiscing about old times? Those fleeting moments of connection, the quiet peace of being present in the world around you, these are what truly nourishes the soul. Picture this. Your grandchild excitedly shows you how to set up a digital photo frame or navigate the latest app. You smile, nod, and as the explanation becomes a blur of technical jargon, you gently laugh and say, "That's incredible, but I'll leave that to you, dear." And in that simple moment, there is no failure, only connection. By letting younger generations lead the way, you give them the space to share their knowledge, to feel valued and empowered. It becomes an opportunity to bridge the gap between the generations, where technology is no longer about what you don't understand, but about what you do share. Curiosity, trust, and a shared joy in learning together. We must also remember that not all technology needs to fit into our lives. You've lived through a time when letters, face-to-face conversations, and moments of stillness were the core ways of connecting. There is a timeless beauty in these simple acts. Technology can enhance our lives, but it cannot replace the depth and richness of the experiences we had before it became omnipresent. Choosing simplicity, the tactile joy of holding a good book, the warmth of a handwritten note, the magic of a slow, uninterrupted conversation. These are the treasures that technology cannot take away. In an era of constant digital noise, it's easy to forget the quiet power of presence. When you choose to cling to these timeless, tangible joys, you are holding on to something eternal. By allowing yourself to play the fool in the face of technology's relentless pace, you are also safeguarding those parts of life that truly matter. But remember, playing the fool isn't about shying away from technology altogether. It's about discerning what is worth embracing and what isn't. Maybe you've mastered email to stay in touch with dear friends, or learned how to video call your grandchildren across the miles. That's more than enough. You don't need to conquer every app or follow every digital trend to lead a fulfilling life. Your wisdom lies in knowing what serves you best and gracefully letting go of what doesn't. This is the art of preserving your peace, of knowing when to step back and when to lean in. There's strength in asking for help, in saying, "I don't know how to do this," and that's okay. It's not giving up. It's making a conscious choice about where you direct your energy. The constant cycle of passwords, error messages, and system updates can easily steal your joy, draining the light from the simple pleasures of life. By accepting help and delegating when needed, you allow yourself to free up that energy for the things that truly matter: your loved ones, your health, and your happiness. And in a way, by playing the fool in the face of technology, you are quietly rebelling against the unrelenting pace of modern life. You are refusing to let the need to keep up define you. Instead, you're choosing to prioritize what's real, what's tangible, and what fills your heart. Love, laughter, connection, and those small, precious moments that make life worth living. 3. When you're the target of persistent salespeople. As we grow older, there is a quiet, almost unspoken strength that comes from the wisdom of experience. With age, we acquire a perspective that allows us to sift through the noise of life and focus on what truly matters. But even the most seasoned among us are not immune to the persistent pressure of salespeople or scammers who often see us as easy prey. These individuals are experts at creating a sense of urgency, at making us feel like we have to decide in a rush, almost as if the world will collapse if we don't say yes right away. Yet, as we get older, we understand better than ever that not everything deserves our immediate attention, and not everyone deserves our trust. There's a comforting clarity that comes with age, a clarity that tells us we don't need to justify ourselves or engage in every battle that presents itself. Sometimes, the most intelligent and empowering thing we can do is to simply step back, smile softly, and play the fool. It's not about playing games or undermining others. It's about protecting our peace, our time, and our decisions. In the face of relentless persuasion, we don't have to respond with anger or annoyance. A calm, "I'm not sure I understand all of this. Let me talk it over with my family first," can often be the most powerful tool in our arsenal. It's not about being duped, it's about putting up a wall, one that gives us space to breathe and think clearly without the weight of someone else's pressure. We may even feel some discomfort with this approach, as it might seem like we're diminishing ourselves in some way. But in reality, it's an act of self-preservation, a demonstration of the wisdom we've gathered over the years. It allows us to protect our decision-making process without getting swept up in someone else's agenda. It's a way of keeping our autonomy intact, refusing to let others rush us into choices that aren't right for us. The pressure salespeople exert thrives on quick responses, but as people who've learned the value of patience, we know that the real power lies in taking our time, making thoughtful choices, and not allowing anyone to dictate our pace. One of the greatest lessons that time has taught us is the beauty of the pause. We've learned that time isn't our enemy, it's our ally. While someone might try to rush us into a decision with their limited time offers and fast-talking pitches, we know that rarely is anything so urgent that it cannot be given careful thought. The urgency they create is artificial, a tactic to get us to act impulsively. But we've lived long enough to know that a calm, measured response often carries more weight than any rushed decision could. By slowing things down and taking a moment, we disrupt their rhythm and regain our sense of balance. It's not about outsmarting them, it's about protecting the peace we've fought so hard to cultivate. There is also incredible wisdom in recognizing when we need help. If an offer sounds too good to be true, if the details are overly complex or unclear, asking for advice is not a weakness, it's a testament to our strength. We've lived a lifetime and gathered a network of people who have our backs. Our loved ones, our trusted advisors. They're the ones who see us, who understand our values, and who can offer the clarity we might need when faced with confusing situations. Relying on them is an act of courage, a reminder that we don't have to carry everything alone. In doing so, we preserve not only our financial well-being but also our emotional security. At its heart, playing the fool in the face of relentless sales tactics is a quiet act of defiance, a gentle but firm declaration that we won't be manipulated. It's a way of saying, I know my worth, and it's not determined by your ability to sell me something. It's a reminder that we've spent decades building a life that aligns with our values, a life that reflects our priorities. We've earned the right to say no, to walk away from anything that doesn't serve us, without feeling the need to justify ourselves. The sales pitch may be polished and convincing, but it holds no power over us because we have the wisdom to see through it. In moments like these, when we choose to walk away with a smile, we affirm our commitment to living life on our terms. It's not just about sidestepping a bad deal or avoiding a scam, it's about honoring ourselves. It's a beautiful reminder that we can preserve our integrity, our peace, and our well-being with grace and poise. These moments of quiet resistance are not just small victories. They are powerful declarations that our wisdom, built over a lifetime of learning, is not loud or flashy. It's steady, deliberate, and incredibly powerful. In these moments, we reaffirm that we are not just surviving. We are thriving on our terms. 4. When debates become heated. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. As we journey through life, we are constantly presented with countless lessons, each one more valuable than the last. One of the most profound teachings that comes with age is knowing when to speak up and, more importantly, when to step back and let things unfold naturally. As we grow older, it's only natural to feel a deep desire to share our wisdom, the result of a lifetime of experiences and hard-earned lessons. But here's the hard truth. Not every conversation requires our input, and not every passionate debate demands our voice. Whether it's political disagreements that divide families, generational differences that seem impossible to bridge, or passionate discussions about personal choices that ignite emotions, sometimes the wisest course of action is to remain silent. In these moments, choosing not to engage, choosing to remain neutral, can be the most powerful act of wisdom you can offer. Imagine yourself in a warm family setting. The air is filled with laughter, stories, and the comforting hum of shared memories. But then, in an instant, everything shifts. Voices grow louder, the conversation becomes heated, and your children or grandchildren, full of energy and conviction, find themselves locked in a passionate debate about something. Anything, be it politics, religion, or even a simple difference in lifestyle preferences. You, the elder in the room, feel the weight of your years and the wisdom they carry. You know, without a doubt, that you could intervene. You could offer your perspective, one rooted in decades of life experience, and perhaps even settle the argument with a well-placed word or two. You could be the voice of reason that cuts through the tension. But the real question is, should you? In moments like these, the greatest gift you can give might just be to remain calm, to stay quiet, and to allow the storm to pass on its own. Instead of inserting your opinion or picking a side, you could offer something far more valuable: peace. A simple phrase like, "I understand where both of you are coming from," can do wonders. It's not a way of avoiding the situation or sidestepping the truth. It's a deliberate act of creating space for understanding. By choosing to not add fuel to the fire, you create an environment of calm and reflection, a gift that, in the grand scheme of things, holds far more value than any well-thought-out argument or retort. What's crucial to understand here is that many of these heated debates aren't truly about finding common ground or bridging gaps. They're about each person asserting their perspective, seeking validation for their own beliefs. Engaging too deeply in these discussions often only serves to entrench people further in their positions, making it harder for them to connect or see eye to eye. Instead of fostering unity, it can widen the divide. By stepping back and choosing silence, you are subtly reminding everyone that the relationship, the bond between people, is far more important than being right or winning an argument. This is not a weakness. This is a strength. This is wisdom in its purest, most graceful form. It's a reminder that love, connection, and mutual respect hold far more value than the fleeting satisfaction of proving a point. Choosing not to engage also serves to protect your peace. At this stage of life, your emotional energy is precious. You've lived long enough to know that not every disagreement needs to be resolved, and not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes, disengaging isn't about giving up or backing down. It's about choosing where to invest your heart and mind. When you choose peace over conflict, you are offering a powerful, silent lesson in how to navigate life with grace and mindfulness. It's a lesson that others can learn from, one that shows the profound impact of moderation and self-restraint. And here's where the beauty lies. Not only are you protecting your serenity, but you are also leaving behind a legacy of wisdom for those who come after you. When you refuse to engage in the heat of a debate, you teach the value of listening, of allowing others to express themselves without judgment, and of creating space for growth. Your silence is not an empty void. It's active and purposeful. It's a way of encouraging understanding, of fostering an environment of mutual respect and learning. It is a reminder that true wisdom is not loud or brash, but rather measured, thoughtful, and grounded in love. In the end, choosing to step back when debates escalate is a powerful choice. It allows you to preserve what truly matters: your relationships, your peace of mind, and the integrity of your spirit. By letting go of the need to be right, you reaffirm your role as a source of stability, a rock in the storm. You show others that strength doesn't always come from words or arguments. It comes from the quiet moments of restraint, from the ability to rise above the noise and see the bigger picture. In those moments when you hold your tongue and let love and respect take precedence, you teach others, and perhaps remind yourself, that the strongest, most enduring bonds aren't built on agreement, but on the mutual respect, kindness, and understanding that only a lifetime of experiences can nurture. 5. When you're asked to take on more than you can handle. Recognizing your limits is not just a necessity, it is a profound act of self-respect, one that holds within it the quiet strength to navigate the complexities of life with grace and wisdom. As we grow older, the understanding of our limitations becomes clearer, more defined, and deeply rooted in the experiences we've gathered over the years. It is a lesson learned through trial and error, through the times we've overextended ourselves, only to find ourselves emotionally, mentally, and physically depleted. This wisdom, gained over a lifetime, teaches us that our time and energy are sacred, and protecting them becomes more important than ever as the years pass. In our youth, we are often eager to say yes to every request, to prove our worth by offering ourselves to others without question. We want to be seen as dependable, as helpful, and as a pillar of support. But as we age, we realize that our energy is finite and that not every request for our time or attention is aligned with our values or needs. The constant pull to do more, give more, and be more for others can feel overwhelming at times, especially when family, friends, or society expect us to remain as energetic and available as we once were. Yet, there comes a point when we must accept that saying yes to every request is not sustainable. It is not a sign of weakness to acknowledge that we can't take on more. Rather, it is a powerful affirmation of self-awareness and inner strength. There are moments when someone asks us to take on something, whether it's a project, a favor, or a responsibility, that requires an amount of time and energy we simply do not have to give. These moments may come with a subtle or not so subtle pressure to comply. You might feel guilty for saying no, especially if it's a close friend or family member who asks. You might fear that your refusal will be misunderstood or that you will disappoint them. But here is the hard truth. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Saying yes to everything leaves you drained, and in the end, you may not have the energy to support yourself, let alone those who truly need you. The emotional and mental cost of overcommitting can be far greater than we realize at the moment. When you learn to recognize and honor your limits, you are not being selfish. On the contrary, you are demonstrating a level of self-respect that reflects the wisdom you've earned over the years. It is an acknowledgement that your well-being matters, perhaps now more than ever. With age comes a deeper understanding that, while it's noble to help others, it is equally important to take care of yourself. And doing so doesn't diminish your worth. It enhances it. When you set boundaries, you protect your mental and physical health, and in turn, you are better equipped to be there for the people you care about when they truly need you. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Imagine the scenario. A dear friend asks you to take on a significant project, one that will demand hours of your time and energy. Or perhaps a family member asks for your help with a long-term commitment that, while important, will take away from your ability to care for yourself. Your first instinct might be to agree. After all, you care about them, and you want to help. But deep down, there is a voice inside you, soft but persistent, telling you that you are already stretched thin. You know you're running on fumes, and taking on more could lead to burnout or worse, a sense of resentment that would poison the very relationship you are trying to nurture. This is the moment when the act of saying no becomes a powerful expression of self-preservation. It is not a rejection of the person who asked for help, but a recognition that you cannot give your best if you are depleted. Saying no might not be easy, especially when the request comes from someone you love and respect. It's easy to fall into the trap of guilt or fear of disappointing others. But imagine this. By saying no with kindness, by explaining that you need to take care of yourself, you are offering something even more valuable. You are showing the world that your peace of mind is worth protecting. You are modeling a level of self-awareness that many may not understand immediately, but that will ultimately inspire those around you to take better care of themselves as well. A gentle yet firm response could be something like, "I'd love to help, but right now, I need to take care of myself." It's simple, yet powerful. It's a statement that acknowledges your personal needs without apology. It's an affirmation that your well-being is not negotiable. When you choose to prioritize your health, your emotional stability, and your peace of mind, you're not being selfish. You are engaging in the kind of self-care that allows you to be present for others in the ways that matter most. The reality is that, as we grow older, we must let go of the idea that we can, and should, do everything for everyone. That notion, while admirable in its intent, is ultimately unsustainable. Over time, we learn that our lives are most fulfilling when we focus on what truly matters. The relationships that nourish us, the passions that ignite our soul, and the moments of quiet reflection that allow us to recharge. Everything else becomes secondary. In the end, learning to say no is an act of courage. It is an act of love, not just for others, but for yourself. It's about protecting your energy, your time, and your peace of mind, so that you can live your life with intention and joy. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the permission to say no when you need to, without guilt, without shame, and with the understanding that in doing so, you are honoring your journey. As we come to the end of this video, I hope you've gained valuable insights about recognizing and honoring your limits. It's a lesson that comes with time and experience, but one that's so important to living a balanced and fulfilling life. So, what have you learned so far? Is there a moment in your life where you've been pushed too far and you knew you needed to say no? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please take a moment to comment below with one thing you've learned today and how you plan to bring it into your life moving forward. If you liked this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more valuable content like this. Thank you for watching, and remember, honoring your limits is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself.